What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, consider subscribing, smash that like button, and yeah, we are unboxing a life-size but not quite life-size R2-D2. And I will say, getting this box in hand, seeing it for the first time, I knew it was big, but I guess you don't really know until you know. And straight opening it up, it was nice of them to include the instructions right there on the first of that flap, right there on the front, as well as a separate instructions, as you will see later. The first part of this unboxing is taking out the base, and I noticed right off the bat it is super cheap feeling and flimsy. It already had some molding defects to it, but as you see throughout the video, I didn't really care about that, and you'll see why later. So I just pulled out the dome here, going over it, making sure I didn't see any cracks through the plastic, because some people had some problems with their R2s, but first impressions were the paint apps, good for what they are. Of course, could be better, and I will be repainting, but I was starting to really get excited, and just seeing R2's dome made me really happy. I am keeping the plastic in case I ever decide for some reason to sell, whatever. Just being a collector, I'll keep the box plastic. Weird like that. I do it with all my Hot Toys. You do get a set of Christmas lights. Now they can light up Christmas, or they can light up for some fall colors, Halloween, whatever you want to do. And then taking out the main body of R2, and surprisingly this plastic, it feels pretty light but sturdy at the same time. Like, he was very easy to handle. You can see he's hollow, all the wires in there, so basically you just have to plug everything in and he's ready to go. I did notice there was a lot of weathering going on here. They kind of just, I guess, black washed all over this thing. It's not the best, but the fact that they added that attention to detail is actually really cool. And as I said, I will be repainting it, so it's not that big of a deal. I just like what it came with. That was the main eye that you'll pop on, an AC adapter to plug them in, turn them on for all the lights and sounds. And then again, like I said, they do include instructions separately, so if you're not right next to the box, you could, build him somewhere else. Just going through some more cardboard here, and next I am pulling out the legs. Also a crucial part to the build, nicely painted as well. Obviously for $300, like, and for what it is, a life-size droid, I'm saying great paint apps, as in you get what you pay for. Like, it's not something you would get out of a Hollywood set or like a real life-size collectible. Like, guys, this was not $7,000, it was $300. So to me it was pretty darn good, and I was pretty impressed for what I was getting here. Digging further into the box is the heaviest part about this whole thing, and it being the base that he sits on. Again, later in the video you will see me kind of take this apart, and you'll get to see what I decided to do in order to save space in my collection. Of course, I read the instructions, but I also watched a lot of videos on this guy, so I really didn't need to read them. This part is time-lapsed, and it's because for some reason I was being an idiot, I guess, and I really struggled to get these pieces in. As I said before, when I was opening it, I did notice some pieces had some little bends in them, and maybe that affected how it sat in. But when I'd pop one side in, the other side would pop out, and I kind of had to force it to lay in there, and maybe it'll flatten out, but it's not going to be used later in the long run. I just did it for this video. And once you get this base set up, you'll basically connect every single wire, and Home Depot did a good job of color matching them, so it's super simple. You're not figuring out a bunch of wires. It's a basic plug and play. It'll give you the lights, it'll give you the sound, it'll give you the motion, the step pad, whatever you need. It's all plugged in through here, through this centerpiece. Funny enough, and I didn't show it on video, I was missing one of the plugs that was tucked up underneath the leg, so make sure when you are plugging all these in, that every single plug is used because it needs to be. When I first turned it on, the dome wouldn't spin, and it's because I missed that plug and I had to take the entire thing back off and then put it back on. But yeah, just plugging it in here, and just take your time, have fun with it, enjoy looking at it all, because it's a really fun thing to do, and once it's all put together, it's truly a masterpiece. I do want to take this time as I'm building this basically to say, if you still can't find one, I'll link in the description some stuff. The first main thing that everybody has said, and if you don't know, you should know by now because it's everywhere. Join the Home Depot face groups and get on Track-A-Lacquer. Instantly, as soon as I did that, I was dumb. Like, I don't know how many other people did this, but I know I did. I would go on the actual site, look at different store locations, keep refreshing, could never find one. And as soon as I got the Track-A-Lacquer app, literally that same day, got a notification and was able to order one, and mine came within 2 days, and it was super quick, came from Texas. So do that. Also, make sure you have instant checkout set up. These things sell out super quick. I've seen them fly off the shelf as soon as like 6 minutes. So really, you just want to get in there, already have your stuff set up with instant checkout, and be ready to go out the door. And just getting back to what I'm doing here, putting on the legs, really simple. They include the tool. They include the screws. There's 3 of them, one for the bottom that secures it to the base, and then the 2 for the legs. You'll put the one side on, screw it in, put the other side on, screw it in as well. Duplicated what I did to the other side, and now putting the dome on. I found it easiest when I would plug it in first and then attach the dome. And of course, this is also color coded. When it's in there, it's the only cable that's inside the body there that's sticking out, and it's wrapped facing up. You plug that in, make sure the hole on that rail is facing forward, and then basically you can reach your hand through that hole, tighten the wing nut that goes there to secure it in place, and then you place the eye cover back on, and he's ready to rock and roll. Again, this was a super simple process. Really enjoyed building it. So plugged him in. He does a little dance, and then his lights come on and sounds come on. And I'll let you guys hear a little bit of that here in a sec. Man, if you couldn't tell, he is so loud, and it was like a dream come true hearing him, seeing him light up in my own living room. It was truly a dream come true. Now, he does come with some Christmas lights, which, as you can see, look pretty good for what they are, and I'll only have them like this for the holiday season, so it was cool to include this, but he won't have it forever. So I figured I would show you guys my first modification that I'd be doing to the droid. As I said, super simple, and that's removing the base. Basically, that switch box there, it just has 2 screws and it can pop right out. Unconnect all the plugs. They line up with the ones that go in the feet. You will have to unscrew the 3rd leg at the bottom, take it apart, cut the zip tie, or keep it together, feed it through the droid. It already feeds through down to the foot, so you just feed it back up, and then plug all of those back into the box color coded. Now you will have a couple missing, and that's because I think for the step pad and for the motion, but you're missing that because it would have went to the base plate. So all the colors will line up with the proper wires, and the two that are left over you don't have to worry about unless you're doing something with them. Now basically, to make it easier for me, I zip tied this to the post. I seen one of the guys do it in the Facebook group, and then I simply fed the cable through the bottom and plugged it in. So now when I reach into the dome, I can turn them on that way. And here he is in my collection. I just have him right now off to the side. This isn't his permanent spot because I have two mannequins, one that my brother built, doing some simple comparisons to R2, just having fun in the room, looking at my sideshow piece, that little toy piece you saw before, and then the Hot Toys one there that is die cast, and just really comparing it. And you can see there's a lot of work that this guy has, but for what you get out the box, $300 compared to a $300 Hot Toy, you can't beat it. He looks incredible. If you guys enjoyed this video as much as I did creating it, go ahead, let me know down below, and don't forget to hit that like button. And with that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next one.